everyone. Welcome to Extra's Bachelor Breakdown. I'm Hannah Khan, and I'm so excited to be joined by a fan favorite from Colton's season of The Bachelor. Now, we missed her at the Women Tell All, but now she's here telling us all. With me now, Elyse. Hi.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you for being here. I feel so honored to have you here since we didn't get to see you at the Women Tell All.
Well, I was saving it for you.
Oh, you're the best. I knew I liked you. No, where were you? Why weren't you at the Women Tell All?
There's nothing juicy to report. I was a bridesmaid at my friend's wedding in Mexico the day they filmed,
friend.
So I got to stay out of the mix for that day, but
you caught the bouquet. I saw that.
with my face. With my face.
Right in the face. Pretty epic. But you know, that means you're probably the next to get married.
I mean, there you go. You get off The Bachelor and you catch your bouquet.
Right?
So I was in training.
Well, we're happy to have you here. Don't worry, you're not on the hot seat. I'm not Chris Harrison. This is going to
Thank
be
you.
very chill. But Bachelor fans were so shocked when you left the show early. Now, why did you decide to leave?
Well, it had been something that had been playing in my mind for a couple of days, that as much as I liked Colton, and I think we all saw that with my one-on-one date, it was really important to me to be authentic to myself and not just go along with things because we were on a show. And I just did not think that it felt like our personal relationship was going to get to the point where, you know, we were 2 weeks out from hometowns, that we were at a place that we would need to be to make that next step.
Well, I have so much respect for you for
Thank
making
you.
that decision. Now, Cassie has said that she didn't feel like she had enough time to get to know Colton before making that lifelong commitment. So can you relate to that?
You know, I'll be honest, I've had guys where you meet them and you're like, Mom, Dad, you know, I've fallen for this guy. And like, how long have you known him? And you're like, oh, 2 weeks. So I think it just depends on where you're at with that connection. And for me, I can't speak for Cassie, but for me, I just felt like our personal relationship wasn't going to get to the point that I would feel comfortable, you know, making the step of bringing him home, because I take that pretty seriously.
Yeah. Was there a part of you that wanted Colton to fight for you to stay?
I think there's been a lot of social media of like, she showed up in a white dress, she wanted him to stay.
No, girl, you look good. Like,
Thanks.
If you're gonna leave, like, have him wanting more.
Well, what girl doesn't? I mean, we've all had that like breakup moment and you're in like sweats and a t-shirt and you're going, okay, I have mascara running down my face. This is not how I want to leave. Yeah. So I had to do it for all those moments in my life where I haven't looked my best. I'm like, if I'm going out, I'm going to go out in style.
You did. You really did. But it did seem like you regretted your decision as you were leaving. So do you wish you had been able to go back, or you feel good about your decision?
Honestly, in hindsight, once, you know, the emotions and all of that kind of settled down, I know that I made the right decision for me, and ultimately, obviously, the right decision for Colton, because he got his happy ending.
Yes, he did. Congratulations to Colton and Cassie. So did you get closure from watching the show back?
I think it was honestly, for me, it was just time. I really liked him, but as, you know, time went on and I watched the season back, I was even more comfortable with my decision to go, because he wasn't my person, he was Cassie's.
Yes.
So now I can just sit back and root them on.
I love that. If you had been able to go to the Women Tell All, what would you have said or asked Colton?
I think I probably would have ended up on a hot seat, because apparently I started a chain of people leaving.
Yes, you did. Very influential.
Not the trends I want to set. Honestly, I just wish him the best. I really, after when I left, I didn't have questions for him, because I think if anything, maybe he might have had a question for me. But it was, I got my closure from just the time off the show.
Good.
So I'm just, honestly, I'm rooting for him. I liked him a lot as a person. I had a lot of respect for him, which is a huge reason why I left the show. Because if I wasn't feeling it, it needed to be voiced immediately. And I still have a lot of respect for him. So just rooting them on.
Now, many fans were hoping that you'd be the next Bachelorette. Was that ever on the table?
I mean, it wasn't something I was considering, because obviously I left so early on in the season, and usually it's someone that has gone on a little farther than me. I mean, that's incredibly nice, but it wasn't something that I thought would be happening.
Well, the new Bachelorette was just named Hannah Brown. How do you feel about that? Hannah Beast, Hannah Beast.
That's her new tagline. I think she's going to be great. I know through this process, you saw her at the beginning start out and fumble over her words a little bit.
Just a little.
But I mean, she was under a lot of pressure. She had the first date and didn't even have time to really settle into the mansion yet and kind of the environment that we were in. So I can't really blame her too much because I'll tell you, night one, I couldn't find my words either.
Nerve-wracking experience, right?
Yeah, I got out of the limo. I wasn't even sure if I had said my name. I completely blacked out. So I think she's going to do great. She just has to settle into her new role as the Bachelorette. But I think throughout the season, you saw her really grow and develop and kind of not be afraid to break away from like that pageant stereotype and show just like her quirky side. And I think it's going to be, if anything, it's going to be an entertaining season.
That's what I've been saying too, for sure. Oh my gosh, I can't wait to see what she gets up to.
I mean, she can give
fun.
them a run for their money for sure. And I think it's just, she's going to do so well. I'm really excited for her.
Now, your desire to have a little bit more time with Colton, it reminded me of Peter from Rachel's season
I've
of The
heard
Bachelorette.
that.
So, would you be interested in him? Is there a
I
possible
don't-
match there?
I don't know a thing about him.
I'm just trying to make this happen. I'm trying to play
I
matchmaker
love you
here.
playing matchmaker. I honestly don't know Peter. I'm sure he's a nice guy, but I have no idea.
He's just a guy.
He's just a good-looking guy that happened to make a dramatic exit like I did.
True, there are similarities there. So if you ever met him, you could bond over that.
Well, there you go. We have a talking point.
Now, also, Nick Viall thinks you have a very sexy voice. Did you know that?
Well,
You said that many times. And I'm actually friends with him, so if I could set that up.
well, I appreciate, again, you playing matchmaker, but
You're like, I'm good. Hannah, calm down.
I think maybe dating, we'll just let things happen organically.
Well, would you consider going on Paradise?
You know, when I first got off the show, it really was something that I was hesitant about just because you saw me leaving so many tears and I needed a little time to get my wits about me again.
Yeah.
But now if there's enough sunscreen, I would certainly think about it.
I feel you on that. I would get so burnt.
I don't know if redheads are meant for Mexico, and I did a trial run by going to my friend's wedding in Mexico.
How'd it go?
I didn't come back with tan lines, but some blisters and burns. So
Aloe.
yeah.
Aloe is important. Bring that. Definitely pack that. I mean, you're tan now. You could just do a spray tan, stay inside a little bit.
Yeah, I'll be the lady walking around the beach with an umbrella.
with a
So
parasol.
if they invite me, I'll just be that old cougar on the beach, making sure she doesn't get wrinkles.
What about the cougar? How did you feel about all those comments?
You know what? I have to give Demi a little bit of slack here. I was the one that started it.
Really?
Yes. Night one, I was just trying to make a joke about the fact that there was a difference in age. Obviously, she took it and ran with it, as we all saw. But it came from my lips first, so.
Well, I like that you're self-deprecating
Yeah.
about it, honestly. If you can own it, then like no one else can really make fun of you for it.
Well, and that's the thing. If you can just, obviously I had a little insecurities about dating a younger guy. I've never been in that position before, so I think if you're the first one to make the joke, then it doesn't hurt so much when people make it towards you.
So wise, Elyse, so wise.
It's those, old age.
Stop! You're not even old, which is the crazy thing. And just maybe in the Bachelor world, or this season particularly.
Yeah, it was just because he was younger.
But I really admired how even on that first time that you got to sit down with Colton, it wasn't the first time, but you did bring up your age and just the way you spoke about it. I thought that was just a very eloquent and inspiring.
I appreciate that.
Of course. So Paradise is on the table. We're thinking about Paradise.
If there's enough sunscreen.
If there's enough sunscreen. Now, which guys from Bachelor Nation, I have to ask, would you be interested in seeing there?
I thought you might ask this question.
Elyse, I did.
I have dove into Hannah's guys, and I have to say, most of them are pretty young. So I think it looks like I might be cougaring if I end up on the beach.
I guess we're just gonna have to call up the two guys I already mentioned.
Oh,
Peter
boy.
and Nick. They're both single. They're both very much in the ideal age range, I think.
Yes, that I'll give them. Okay,
Okay, so we'll see if they're there. If they're there, you'd be open. Maybe.
I would doubt that either of them would be there, but appropriate age range
Nick,
and good-looking
Nick,
guys.
6 times a charm.
Has he been on that many times?
I think this could be his 6th reality show.
Nick.
But who's to say that maybe you're his girl?
Well, I mean, we'll see.
We'll see.
You got to get me to the beach first,
Okay,
and then we'll see who comes down the stairs.
To the beach. We gotta get you to the beach. No, you're still working as a makeup artist, right?
Yep, I am living in Scottsdale. I'm a freelance makeup artist, have been for, oh my goodness, almost 12 years now.
Wow.
And then I'm the head educator for Kensington Makeup Academy, which has been probably the most rewarding thing in my career thus far, because at a certain point you get a little stagnant in your career, and so to be able to get re-inspired by sharing my passion with people that are so animated and so excited about it has just been incredibly rewarding.
I loved hearing you talking about why you love makeup and how it can transform you. And is it now a little odd because your clients know who you are in a different way?
It's been a fun surprise for some. I've walked in relatively soon after I got off the show and it started airing. I walked into a house and these ladies were all doing the, is that Elyse? And I was like, yes, it's me. So we've gotten some good laughs, and then with social media, it's just been a lot of makeup questions.
Oh, of course. So can you give us a great beauty tip?
Well, there was one product that I could not go without in the mansion, Sally Hansen Airbrush Legs.
My friend Catherine Dennis from Southern Charm, she loves that. She swears by it too. She's pale, like me. She puts it on, it's like instantly tan.
Well, here's the thing. We all know if you get a spray tan, it looks really nice, but might not smell the best. And in the Bachelor house, you never know when the Bachelor will be popping in, so you don't really want to have that smell at all times. So to have Sally Hansen and it be waterproof, it was a necessity.
Brilliant. Thank you for that. Everyone's going to go home right now or go to the store and buy
sounds
Sally
like I'm
Hansen.
doing an ad, but that was the one product. I brought 5 bottles of it.
Did you go through most of them?
Yes.
I mean, you had to look good in that white dress, you know?
Yes, and it's transfer proof, so it was definitely something I had. If you can't, tone it, tan it, right?
What? You just have like the best little one-liners. I'm obsessed with you. Thank you so much for being here.
Absolutely.
I'm so glad that we got to like really chat, and we didn't get to see you in the Women Tell All, but here you are.
I'm doing my own version
Up close
of the
and
tell
personal.
all.
Yes.
And I don't have to sit in a hot seat. So
No, this is like a cool. You're the winner. I mean, in my book anyway. Thank you for being here.
Absolutely.
Thank you guys for watching.
Thanks, guys.
We'll see you next time.
Want more extra? Hit the subscribe button and the bell and never miss a video.